Hello everyone, this is The Question, back with another Manga Haul video. This is everything I picked up in the month of February. Lots of good releases, lots of stuff that I've been waiting on for a while. We've got a good stack of Glacier Bay releases that were from their winter Kickstarter. We've got a few other indie pickups from Living the Line, Showa Showcase, some stuff from Antarctic Press. A lot of pre-orders. We've got stuff from Merry Manga, stuff from Barnes & Noble, stuff from Alibris, and then a few pickups from like eBay and some used bookstores. So let's get right into the video. Okay, so let's get right into it. Starting off, we have some volumes that I picked up from local used stores. Only 3 of them here. First off, we have Rainbow Days Volume 6. I have, I think, the first 3 volumes of this series, and I was eventually going to collect it all once it was finished. So they just had this random Volume 6 that I picked up. We have Dark Water. This is one that I've heard of the movie. I obviously have heard of Ringu the Ring. I have collected a few of those Ringu volumes, the manga version of them, and this Dark Water one just looked kind of interesting to me. It is a short story collection. There was obviously a film made of it, and then also a English remake film made out of it. So this just looked like one that I wanted to check out, even though it does not have the best reviews. I figured short story collection, 1 volume, I will give it a shot. And then lastly, we have volume 4 of a series that I'm not sure if this is completed or not. I can't really find out too much online. This might just be the last volume that's been released of this series in Japan or in English, and that is Plum Crazy Tales of a Tiger Striped Cat. So this is another one of those cat mangas that I always buy, and this is volume 4. So like I said, the final volume. This one, they're not incredibly expensive, any of these volumes, but some of these volumes are getting a little harder to find. I don't think they're printing them anymore. So that was all from local used bookstores. Okay, next up we have one purchase that I bought through eBay, and this was a book that I had never heard of before. Don't think I've heard of anything by this creator. I just happened to be scrolling through eBay looking at manga listings, and this one caught my eye, and I just quickly did some research on it. Looked like something I would enjoy, and so I went ahead and bought it. This is an older Tokyopop release, so this is from the mid-2000s, so 2006. And one thing I really like about this, it is a weird size format for Tokyopop releases. Most Tokyopop books that I've gotten, even from the old times, were all kind of a standard manga size volume. And so here is a standard kind of manga size volume, and it is definitely quite a bit different in size than a standard manga volume. So, and then when I got it, one thing I also noticed that I didn't know about it was that it's got some really nice use of color on the pages. This is an older teen 16 plus book, so I'm not going to go through too much of it, but it does have some really good use of color inside. So if you have read this book, know anything about it, want me to prioritize it, let me know in the comments, but really glad to pick up this book. Next up, we have 2 books that I picked up straight from the Antarctic Press website. That is Monkey Peak Volume 1 and Volume 2. In these incredibly expensive hardcovers. Pretty much all I've heard about this series is people just talking about the price. And yes, this is incredibly highly priced for what you get here. These manga hardcovers, like as you can see here, I'm using another comparison, are just slightly bigger than this Rainbow Days volume. But as far as thinness goes, you know, pretty much the same, other than the hardcover making it a little bit bigger. So it's just a standard manga volume here. And these retail for $34.99, which is, you know, at $20, that would be expensive. This is, you know, a good $15 more than that. I do realize this is a smaller publisher and they have been kickstarting these volumes. So, you know, it's not a series that they think they're going to get that, you know, that the sales are going to be like blowing, you know, a standard manga release away with. So I definitely understand that, but still the price a little on the high side. So you're probably wondering, why did I buy these? sometime in middle January, they were having a sale on their website, and so these were 40% off. So still incredibly highly priced, but you know, I'm an idiot, so I went ahead and ordered these first 2 volumes, and that was all that's out. I think there's a Kickstarter either right now or just ending for volume 4. This is a horror series. I've heard good things about the actual series, not, you know, other than the price. I've heard that this is actually a pretty good series, and you know, if I enjoy these first 2 volumes, even though they're expensive, I'll probably continue buying them because, like I said, I'm an idiot. But yeah, these are those 2 Monkey Peak volumes and the hardcovers. They also do have paperbacks, I think, which are a little easier. They're still super high priced, but yeah, I was glad to get the hardcover versions. Okay, next up we have a release that I got directly from the publisher, Showa Showcase here, and that is Pink Banana Volume 2. Unfortunately, I can't show the cover, the back cover, really anything inside, because there is nudity on both covers inside. For anybody who is unaware, Showa Showcase has been putting out these Pink Banana volumes. They are collections of 60s, 70s Gekiga works that are of the more adult variety. And, you know, I just want to support any of the kind of 60s, 70s, older age of manga getting released in English, because if Showa Showcase wasn't releasing these, there was no major publisher that was going to put out any of these works really in English. So I just want to support that. So if you have any questions about this release, want to know any more about it, let me know. I'll put a link to where I got it from in the info. But yeah, if you're like I said, if you're interested in 70s, if you're interested in Gekiga, definitely check out these releases by Showa Showcase. Okay, next up we have another small publisher release. This is Mansect, and this is the 3rd horror release from Living the Line under their Smudge imprint. They have released Her Frankenstein and UFO Mushroom Invasion, and this 3rd one here is Mansect. This is a horror manga from the mid-70s, so it says here 1975. If you have any interest in horror manga, any interest in classic manga, please pick these releases up so they continue to make more of them. That's the only way that these are going to get, we're going to get classic manga like this released in English, is if people support it. So if you're interested in horror, if you like Junji Ito, Kazuo Umezu, stuff of that nature, Hideshi Hino, definitely check these releases out. I have not read this one yet, but I have read the other 2, and they were both fantastic. Definitely high quality, and definitely hold up for fans of horror releases. So this is Mansect. Okay, so next up we have a batch of books from another small publisher, and that is all from Glacier Bay Books, another very small manga publisher who publishes a lot of really great work, really high quality releases. And they had a winter Kickstarter, and I went ahead and ordered all the books that they were releasing through that winter Kickstarter. So first off we have And the Strange and Funky Happenings One Day. This is a sci-fi short story collection. Like I said, really nice release here. This one here is almost 300 pages, so a fairly large amount of content in this book. We have a sci-fi one-shot, Seaside Beta. Really great cover here. Interesting artwork. This one looks really interesting. A lot of the Glacier Bay releases are one-shot, short story collections, anthologies. Usually not a lot of ongoing series. So this one coming up, The Other Side of the Clouds, this is a volume 1. So it looks like we're going to be getting more volumes of this. And this is a kind of high school slice of life series. All these high school slice of life, sci-fi, these are all really right up my alley. Really looking forward to checking all these out. This next one here is the one that I probably wouldn't have picked up if it wasn't part of this Kickstarter bundle, because I know there's some other volumes of these of this series, and I just haven't been that interested in it, but I'll give it a shot. And that is Red Riding Hood's Wolf Apprentice, Final Testament to the Moon, Volume 2. This is a fantasy series. We have a short story collection, and that is 100 Views of Reality. Another really nice release, really thick. Love me some short story collections. And then lastly, we have this big sci-fi one-shot, and that is To the Sea. Another really nice looking release here. Some really great artwork in here. And again, this is a really large, oversized one. I think this one's like 400 and something pages. And then there also was, there might have been some more, but there's also like, they'll put postcards in their releases. So we have a postcard there. Got some little art cards here. So yeah, overall, really happy. Another great batch of Glacier Bay stuff. These ones look right up my alley. Really looking forward to checking these out. I just got these in maybe sometime last week, so I'll definitely get into these here coming up in March. Okay, that's all of the indie smaller stuff. So let's get into the pickups for pre-orders, more newer stuff. And so this first stack here is stuff from that I picked up from an order from Alibris. Alibris once again gets me with their coupon codes, and so I placed another order. So we have Box of Light Volume 3. This one, I think it's released fairly slowly. It is still ongoing in Japan, so I don't know how long this is going to go, but I did really enjoy Volume 1. Next up, we have a lot of volumes of The Duke of Death and His Maid. I had already had volumes 1 through 9. This series just completed in English at volume 16 as its final volume, and I really enjoyed volume 1. It is very weird, sexy, kind of funny series, and so I decided I wanted to continue reading more of it. So I got all of the rest of the volumes I didn't have. So we have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and the final volume here is 16. So if you have read this series, let me know your thoughts. Definitely interested to read through it all and see how I feel about it. We have a latest volume of Hakumi and Mikochi. This is volume 12. I really don't hear anybody ever talk about this series, but these are really nice looking releases from Yen Press. The artwork's really nice. It just looks like a cute series. So I've been continuing to pick these up. We've got 2 volumes of Kowloon Generic Romance that I hadn't picked up the last 2 volumes of this. So we have volume 8, another fantastic cover. And then volume 9, again, another fantastic cover. Great artwork here. We have Otonari Complex. I had picked up volume 1. I hadn't pre-ordered volume 2, but I just threw this into the order. I think this one is a shorter series. I think this is maybe only 4 or 5 volumes, but really looking forward to checking this out. This is another random volume I just threw in, and that is Sakura Hime, The Legend of Princess Sakura. And I think after I picked up this one, I'm only missing 1 more volume. And I thought this series was like out of print, and they had this volume new. I think I got it for like $5 or $6. So now I'm just missing 1 more volume of this series. And then the last from this Alibris order is the final volume of Sheep Princess in Wolf's Clothing. This is volume 5 of this really cute Yuri series. I really enjoyed this one, so if you're looking for a short 5-volume Yuri series, definitely check this one out. And that was it from Alibris. Next up, I have a stack of Barnes & Noble pre-orders. This is a fairly small stack for Barnes & Noble. I'm filming this 2 days before the end of the month, so if I have any pop up by the 28th, by the end of the month, then I'll throw those in with a little clip at the end. But here's what I have so far. We have Assorted Entanglements Volume 7. This is a Yuri anthology series. It's not fantastic. It's, you know, the first couple volumes that I read I thought were just okay, but I do really want to support us getting more Yuri series released in English, so I am continuing to pick it up. We have another cat release, Cat Plus Gamer Volume 7. This is released by Dark Horse. Really cute cat series. We have a new series, and that is a new romance series called Choking on Love Volume 1. Heard people rave about this one, so I went ahead and grabbed Volume 1 of this new 7 Seas series. We have a one-shot from Kuma, and this one's been delayed for a while now. Even if there's no rainbow tomorrow. This one just caught my eye with the cover. Really nice kind of watercolor look here from Kuma. So this is a pretty adult. I'm not going to go too much into opening through the pages here, but this is about a drag queen and a man who meet and decide to get involved together. This is, like I said, a one-shot. We have a final volume, and that is Even Though We're Adults. This is volume 10 of this Yuri series, completed at 10 volumes. This one I actually haven't read. A lot of these series I've read like the volume 1, and then I decided to continue. This one, just based on the creator, I went ahead and just kept pre-ordering them, but I have not even read volume 1. So I am definitely interested because I've seen kind of some mixed opinions on this series, so I'm definitely interested on checking it out. Another new series, volume 1, Fall in Love, You False Angels. This one here was pretty much solely based on the cover art here. The artwork looks fantastic. Definitely looks like something I would be interested in. A romance series from Kodansha. We've got a series everybody knows about, Free Ren, Beyond Journey's End, the latest volume, volume 12. Another final volume, we have God Bless the Mistaken, volume 4, which is the final volume of this series. This is one that I read the first volume, wasn't that impressed with. If it was going to be a long-running series, I probably wouldn't have continued, but I saw it was only 4 volumes, and I was a big fan of this creator's previous work, so I figured I'd read the 4 volumes, give it a fair shot, and see how I feel about it. There's quite a lot of Yuri series here. We have The Guy She Was Interested In Wasn't a Guy at All, volume 2. Loved volume 1, great volume 1. Nice green artwork here. Really crazy artwork. Definitely big fan of this series, highly recommended. We have another new Yuri series. Heard great things about this one. I Want to Love You Till Your Dying Day. This one here I think is maybe a little bit more sci-fi. It says here dystopian Yuri manga. So really interested in that. We have the latest Inio Asano work, and that is Mujina Into the Deep. Haven't really read or heard anything about this series. Just I've read through pretty much everything Inio Asano's done so far, or at least, probably 80% of his releases that we've gotten in English. So I just kind of blind bought this one, and I will see how I enjoy it. We have volume 2 of Nakamura-san, The Uninvited Gyaro. Volume 1 didn't seem like it would be a series that I'd like, but I heard really good things about it, and I read volume 1 and loved it. It was really cute, wholesome. Definitely a series that I liked, so I decided to go ahead and keep picking this up. So this is volume 2 of this romantic comedy series. And then finally we have Tokyo Babylon volume 6. I forget how long this series is, 8 volumes, something like that. But yeah, just really great bright colors on these. Really like the colors on these covers. This is volume 6 with the bright orange. And that was it from Barnes & Noble. Okay, and lastly here we have a nice big batch of pre-orders from Mary Manga. So starting off, we have a final volume. We have Call the Name of the Night, volume 5. This is a very beautiful looking fantasy series. If you're a fan of Witch Hat Atelier, definitely check this one out. It is a shorter, like I said, 5-volume series. We have another cat manga. We have A Cat from Our World and the Forgotten Witch. This one, the first volume, gave me Free Ren vibes. If you're interested in that series, definitely check this one out. This one here ends at 5 volumes, so we only have 1 more volume left of this one. Some kind of pictures here. We have another second to last volume, and that is Cheerful Amnesia. This is volume 5. This one ends in 6 volumes. This is a Yuri romance series from Yen Press. We have a newer series that's just getting going, is Colette Decides to Die, being released by Shoujo Beat in these 2-in-1s. Really great covers here. There's that. We have a new series that just kind of a blind buy. I don't really know too much about this one. The Color of the End, Mission in the Apocalypse. Really beautiful cover here. Really unique artwork. Looking forward to seeing how this one is. I assume it's some sort of post-apocalyptic series. We have a one-shot, and that is Dogs and Punching Bags by Kaoru Uzaki, whose work I've really liked previously. All of her works I've really enjoyed, and so I was really looking forward to this one by Kodansha. She did The God's Lie, Mermaid Prince, like it says here on the back. Another blind buy, just kind of based on the cover. I assume this is pronounced Drac. It has vampires, so I assume it's supposed to be like Dracula. But really great cover here. It says on the back, a bloody, darkly comic love story about a match made in hell. Great colors here. Looks kind of creepy and romantic, so definitely looking forward to giving that one a shot. We have the first volume of Home Sweet Home. Another one. This is like my perfect color combination here of favorite colors together. So I had to check this one out. Teenage drama, heart-pounding romance by Seven Seas. Continuing on, we have volume 12 of How to Be Relationship. This is one of the longer running Yuri series. Usually Yuri series, I'd say usually average 5 volumes or under. This one here is at volume 12. I don't think it has been wrapped up in Japan yet, so very interesting that we're getting a longer running series and released by Viz. Speaking of shorter Yuri series, we have the final volume of I Married My Female Friend. This is a volume 4 under the Girls Love imprint. Really nice, really good series. This one here, another kind of blind buy. Didn't know too much about it, just did a quick look at the synopsis, looked interesting. And that is, I picked up This World Strategy Guide, Volume 1. Didn't seem like something I would usually be interested in, but I do like checking out kind of new releases. And I didn't realize when I picked this up that this is in color. Just looks interesting, maybe fantasy release. Okay, we have another cat manga, My Kitten is a Picky Eater, Volume 2. We got I'm assuming that's a corgi on the back. There's that. We have a release that I've been anticipating. I know a lot of people have been anticipating this one for them to put this one back into print. And that is Pet Shop of Horrors and these nice collector's edition omnibuses. This is put out by Seven Seas. Since I've been getting into manga collecting over the last 5+ years, this was a series that I always was very close to picking up the old Tokyo Pop releases of, and I'm glad I held off for these really nice releases that we're getting from Seven Seas. Really looking forward to checking this series out. You know, looks like just a very unique series. And like it says here, cult classic. Show some pictures inside. Yeah, very unique artwork. Definitely looking forward to read through this series. We have volume 21 of Queen's Quality. I think this one is wrapping up not too far down the line. So there's 21 of that. Another really nice Shoujo Beat omnibus release. We have Red River and these 3-in-1, so we're getting volumes 4, 5, and 6. Another Yuri series. This is She Loves to Cook, She Loves to Eat. This is volume 5 of this Yen Press series. Another Yuri release. We have the final volume of The Summer You Were There. Haven't heard too many people talk about this one, but this one is very well liked. I've seen some really great reviews of this series, and I really enjoyed volume 1, and so here is the final volume, volume 6. A little larger, so it's probably maybe 50 to 70 pages longer than kind of a standard volume. So looking forward to seeing how this wraps up. We've got another new series, and that is Takahashi from the Bike Shop. This one, all I had to do was see this cover, and it was an instant buy. The cover's great, great art style. Didn't need to know too much more about it before I decided to pick this up. And the interior artwork looks really great too. Another final volume, another Yuri, Throw Away the Suit Together. Another shorter 3-volume series, another one under the Girls Love imprint. There's that. Another volume 1, we have Tokyo Alien Bros volume 1. Heard good things about this series. Released by Viz under their signature line. This one, I haven't read volume 1 yet, but I decided to pre-order volume 2. And I haven't read a lot of villainous books, but this one caught my eye. When the villainess seduces the main heroine. Like it says on the cover, parental advisory, this is volume 2. So of the more adult variety, rated M. We have another cat manga, because of course I'm going to buy every cat manga, and that is Yokai Cats volume 9 by Pandania, who has like 4 different cat series coming out. And this is a full color 4-koma one. And then the final release, or the final volume I picked up from Merry Manga was Yono of the Dawn volume 43. Probably the longest, well no, I do have I have One Piece box sets, but other than One Piece, definitely the longest running series I have in my collection, and that is Yono of the Dawn. So that was it from Merry Manga. Okay, that was it. Everything that I picked up in the month of February. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, want any more details on anything, please let me know in the comment section. If you want to know about what I've been reading, check me out on Instagram. At the end of every month, I'll post the books that I read that month. You can also follow me on Goodreads under the question, and I put a score or put a note about everything that I read. I try to read at least 30, 35 volumes a month, and I've been keeping good with that number for the last few years. But all my other free time is pretty much still going to Infinity Nikki. I'm very, obsessed with that game at this moment, and we just had a big update, so that's taking a lot of my free time that's not going to manga. So if anybody is a fan of Infinity Nikki, please let me know in the comments. Definitely interested to see if there's more people playing that. But otherwise, that was it for February. Everybody have a great March. I will see you in the next video. Thanks.